Hey, assalamualaikum everyone. What's up? Okay, so market is coming down. Today's gonna be Friday because we're having a weekend coming up, and I think that here's the thing. Now that is the market is coming down, we have a retest coming up to 428. I think if we can try to get into PEPE at 428, that would be amazing. Now I think that there could be a chance of a triple bottom, in my opinion, right? So there's this trend line that you have broken out of. You had the trend line here, you came down, you have broken out of it. There's a local break and you're looking to come down probably at 415, maybe touch 411, maybe even make that triple bottom, right? 401, and then eventually start to go back up again all the way to 767. So that's where I think this thing is actually going to go and move up to. So to keep things very, very simple, all eyes on the retest. Okay, so this retest right over here is going to be very, very important. Okay, all right, so let's continue on with more we're going to talk about more coins, so I want you to watch other things as well, because there are some opportunity as they appear along the way. For example, Ethereum right now, I think if Ethereum also has this break, and if we just touch a little bit, that like 3027, that would be amazing. I think at 3024, 25, I actually did take the trade on the private as well. We got 6% some few days ago. It was being bought at 3016, and we did actually sell it for 6.6% here back on the Discord private, where do you know what private is? It's where we give signals. Okay, now Bonk really disappointed me. It actually was supposed to kind of like continue on and break a little bit higher. But yes, Bonk did disappoint a little bit along the way, because I thought we're going to actually come up here, break a little, and start to go to the upside. That would have been amazing. But now you're coming down, so keep an eye. If you do come down, make that triple bottom and start to bounce off here. That is something that is very, very possible, very likely to happen. So yes, these are not gonna be very big dump, but we do have just a small, maybe 7-10% further push down, and that would actually be good, because on the 1 hour, at least you're gonna actually do like an intraday trade where the RSI is completely oversold, and you could actually get into it. The MACD on the 1 hour also comes down to maybe the oversold department, and it just gives you a day trading opportunity. It's not fancy, it is not the best trades, but it's going to be low risk. So for example, if you go down, make a triple bottom here, you see the maximum risk we're looking for is maybe that 5-6% maximum, right? Normally you're gonna do like maybe 3.5%, maybe even 2%, if you know what you're doing, if you know your game pretty well. And then we have a move back up that's like an 18%. If you break above it, that's even more like a 43-41%. So I would say, yeah, the market is coming down, but those who love day trade and short-term trade, you could actually get into it. And speaking of it, I still think if I show you one more coin, Shiba Inu, of course, I think Shiba Inu as well. If you do come to 785, that would be another buying opportunity. And this guy here, Solana, we actually traded Solana as well. Some few days ago, I gave a 10x on Solana, which moved 2.5%. I don't know why I was scared to actually sell Solana so quickly. Some few days back. And this was the scalp, by the way. So we bought it at 127.65, and this was the take profit at 136. So it was actually this pump here. You see 127.65. This was the inverse head and shoulder. Even at 136, I was planning to do 10x, get 68%, because 6.6% on 10x is 66%. So we took 23%, I think like 2.3%, and then it actually eventually went to the target and also moved up like 15% up. Now the reason why I'm telling you all this stuff is because if you do see Solana making it maybe down to 123 again, do consider a purchase. So in my opinion, we're looking for one bottom, second bottom, triple bottom, because triple bottom is still a pattern. You cannot rule it out unless you don't do something where you go underneath the neckline, you retest, and then you start to go down. The triple bottom is going to get cancelled. The idea is going to be over. So if you don't know what triple bottoms are, it's just a simple chart pattern, triple and bottom pattern, just like that. And all of these things are also on my course if you want to get it, if you want to learn how to trade, to get good on yourself. You know, if you learn how to trade, you could always have something to trade along the way. So that is here. Okay, this is where the triple bottom looks like. So the market is consolidating, as you may see, sideways. They just keep moving, and then eventually you go up, you go down. So this was the first bottom, coming down makes the second bottom, and then you pump, and then you go down again, right? So that is the situation we're currently in right now, where you have the first move up, that's the first bottom, come down for the second one, and then you move up, and then you go down for that third one, and finally what happens after that, you go up and you break, and then you go all the way to the upside, which means when you go for that last move down, that actually offers as a buying opportunity, and then you make the whole thing. That means in the future, let's say you actually even break out of all this thing pattern. You see how beautifully today I'm actually giving you all these ideas. So you have this neckline. Imagine buying early, okay? Buying early, like getting in very, very early, right at that bottom right there, maybe 123 or maybe 122, okay? And then what you do is you go on and you put a stop loss at maybe 118, that would be better. And then you break out of this triple bottom, and the target for the triple bottom becomes 150, 160. You just got yourself 30%. If you don't, then you do have at least to the neckline, it's like 16%, which is amazing. But how big is the risk? Just a small, man. Even 4.5 is okay, right? So that's it for this update. Just a bunch of updates, you know, that I'm throwing, or maybe just did I miss something? Is there anything else? Zen could be good at 6% because I've actually talked about Zen. Now Zen on the weekly shows 6%, as you can see here. I've talked about Zen before, and I told you in one of the updates that 6% is something that can actually happen. And do you see this trend line just right over here? Yeah, so you could actually keep an eye on Zen if it actually goes to all the way to $6, and $6 could be a good opportunity because you can see there's a pump right here, there's a pump right there, there's a pump right here. Now of course, if it goes underneath, that's going to be the first time you go under it since 2023 in 2 years. So it's hard to say you're going to go below that, you know, support line, but I do believe if you just come down there, you could actually have a bounce, because this is a huge discount from $24 down to like $6.2. I'm giving you a very good idea that this is like a 75% discount. So okay, this is something you should be trying, you know, to get the trade. Work with stop losses. Even if you lose, it's okay. But I think it's worth a try. So I don't have anything to say. I think I've given you 3-4 bunch of coins that are pretty good for you to consider trading. If you're not going to trade it, other than that, I don't know. If you want to learn more, if you want to be good on yourself on trading, this is it. 19-20 hour course where you can actually learn how to trade for yourself. And that's all. I'm going to see you the next one. Love, peace.